Tales of Barbuzaar, Njabala, the Lazy Girl, a Buganda folk tale. Njabala, Njabala, my dearest daughter. Njabala, Njabala, my dearest daughter. Once upon a time, there lived a very hard-working man who married a woman in a village far away. They lived happily together and eventually gave birth to a baby girl whom they named Njabala. Our daughter looks so beautiful.
Indeed, she is the most beautiful little girl ever.
At a tender age of 16, Njabala was already the most beautiful girl in the village. Her parents loved her so much because she was all they had. They gave her everything she asked for, but it was her mother in particular that never wanted her to do any housework. Njabala, my beautiful girl, please do not come closer to the kitchen. You might burn your delicate skin.
But what are you really doing to this child? Young girls of her age already know how to fetch water, cook, and even wash dishes. But Njapala does not know how to do anything.
Leave my daughter alone. Leave my daughter alone. Let me bring her up like the princess she is meant to be.
What will she do when she gets married? Will you be the one cooking for her or cleaning after her?
When the time will come, we will know what to do. Besides, she shall marry a rich man and will not need to work. So please, leave me alone. So, Njabala grew up in a life of bliss. One day, however, Njabala's father went hunting in the neighboring village and never returned. His disappearance left the mother so devastated that she fell sick and then eventually died. Njabala stayed home lonely until the village elders decided it was not right for her to remain alone and decided to find a husband for her. A few weeks later, Njabala eventually got married. After the wedding, she went to stay with her husband.
Now, go home, Njabala, and be a good wife to your husband. And you, my son, be a good husband to our daughter here.
So, Njabala went to her husband's house. Her in-laws welcomed her and made her life very comfortable for the first 3 weeks after the wedding. They would wash her clothes and even cook her food. But then, the good times went by very quick. Time came and she had to do her chores all by herself. Poor Njabala could not do anything by herself. She could not light firewood, she could not cook, she could not even wash her own clothes because her mother never taught her.
Every time I try to cook, I burn the food. Every chore I do goes wrong. My life has become very dark and cold. I wish Mother was there with me.
Every day, Njabala cried and sang to her mother so she could come and see what had become of her. Mother, you are the one that made me like this. Mother, you are the one that made me lazy. Everything I do, my husband complains. Everything I do, my husband complains. Whenever her husband will go away, she will sing the song. Whenever she had to wash dishes, she would sing the song. Njabala felt it was her mother's fault for refusing to train her properly. So she cried on and on until one day, the ghost of her mother showed up.
Mother, is that you?
Yes, my daughter. I came to help you with your house chores.
But how is this possible?
Do not ask me many questions, Njabala. Just look at what I do and learn from it. Now I know every woman, as beautiful as she could be, must know how to walk. I am sorry to have failed you, my daughter. Anytime Njabala had to complete a house task, she would sing and call upon her mother for help. In Buganda culture, it is a taboo for a mother-in-law to cross paths with her son-in-law. It is firmly forbidden. One day, while Njabala was in the flower garden digging, she sang again, calling on her mother's help. As usual, her mother showed up, took on the hoe, and started digging. As she dug, she sang to her daughter. Njabala, Njabala, my dearest daughter. Njabala, Njabala, my dearest daughter. This is how you cook. This is how you dig. This is how you wash dishes. Njabala, Njabala, my dearest daughter. The following days became brighter for Njabala. Her husband thought his wife had gotten better at house chores, and he was very pleased for the flower garden looked so beautiful, and his meals were delicious. Every day, he went home and thanked her for all she did. He gave her presents and treated her as a queen. One evening, Njabala's husband returned home early and heard someone singing. Njabala, Njabala, my dearest daughter. Njabala, Njabala, my dearest daughter. This is how you cook. This is how you dig. This is how you wash dishes. Njabala, Njabala, my dearest daughter.
I wonder who is singing. This is not my wife's voice. Let me go and find out.
So slowly, he walked in, and when he got into the garden, he saw the ghost of Njabala's mother. He was in so much shock that he ran away and immediately went to call on the neighbors for help.
I need help. I need help. Please help me. I think my wife is a witch. I have a witch in my home. Please help me.
As soon as the villagers heard this, they all gathered around Njabala's house and chased her away from her home and from the village. Together, they shouted,
Witches are not welcomed in this village. Go away, witch, and never return.
Go away, witch.
Go
away, witch.
So, Njabala cried as she carried her stockpile on her back, not knowing where to go. For she was chased out of the village, and that was the end of Njabala. The moral of the story is that, regardless of one's beauty, learning how to walk is not an option, for a time will surely come when Mama and Papa won't be there, and all you will have is the survival skills you would have learned while you were still young. The end.